to question 5, which is questions from members of the public. I think we've got 2 questions. I've got Judy Brown and Mark Evans-Gullen. If you come to the front when you speak at the table. So Judy first.
Right, yeah, thank you. Is that okay for everyone? Okay. Well, good evening, everyone. Name's Judy Brown, former GB Senior Swimming International and Masters World Record holder. Mother, grandmother, 10 years on from completing extensive treatment for breast cancer. I've used Woolston Leisure Centre for over 40 years and have developed lifelong friendships through swimming. I think that the first thing to emphasise is that the loss of Woolston Leisure Centre and Hub will be a huge loss to the whole of Warrington, not just to Woolston. Already people who usually use other venues are feeling the effects of the Woolston closure, as they can't get in for their exercise classes, they can't always get on the gym equipment, and they have to swim in a really packed pool. School swimming lessons are crowded with over 30 children in 3 different groups from 2 different schools being packed into the small pool. If Orford or Sankhill Broomfields weren't available, there'd be so many more problems again. But in Woolston, the effect is far worse. People are now having to spend considerable time to get to an alternative venue, about 2 hours travelling there and back if you don't drive, half an hour or so if you do, and £2 to £4 every time in fuel or fares, and worsening our carbon footprint if we travel. Leisure Centre members who have cancelled their membership will be staying at home and turning the heating on, and their feeling of isolation will increase. And all this to save the council £300,000 a year for 10 years. That's approximately £1.41 per Warrington resident per year. Yeah, look at just what we can do if we reopen. We have more children into swimming lessons, reduce the waiting list, more availability for squads and clubs instead of having to share pool time, less travel time and more space for school swimming, a gym and library that's so much easier to access, resulting in a fitter and healthier local population, a doctor's surgery that can be much easier to access so that people don't have to take taxis, a place where people have purpose, they socialise, they become fitter, they feel a sense of achievement, all with both short-term and long-term physical and mental health benefits. A place where quality time is delivered in spades. An in-depth Swim England report in 2022 states that swimming alone saves more than £4 million per year per English constituency. It is the youth certificate sport that not only saves lives, but it enhances them immeasurably. The wise councils will create initiatives to encourage more people to use their leisure centres and be rewarded with a happier and healthier local area. The council has stated that it's prepared to take tough decisions. So please, Warrington Borough Council, take the tough decision. Instead of one quick removal of a neighbourhood heartbeat, do the tough thing. Think again. Think about how Woolston can become even better than ever before. Think of all the benefits this will bring to the people of Warrington. Work to achieve it. So my question is this. Can the Cabinet please explain how going directly against your own draft 2025 to 29 corporate strategy and demolishing a much loved and heavily used Warrington Leisure Centre and Hub, one that provides so many physical, mental, social and community benefits, represents best value for Warrington residents when the pitiful savings amount to less than the cost of one first-class stamp per person per year. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm going to take the second question as well because they're related to the same subject matter. So if you let Mark come to the table, and then we'll have the Cabinet member to respond to both of you, if that's okay. Thank you.
Can you hear me okay? Great, thank you. Thank you for this evening. Thank you for the opportunity for me to speak. I'm Mark Evans-Gillen, a Warrington resident, husband and father of 2 children, and a Woolston neighbourhood hub user for nearly 50 years. I am here tonight to ask the Council, from the bottom of my heart, to do whatever is necessary to keep the hub open, as it is a vital part of our community. I cannot bear the thought of losing such a place that means so much to many people. All my life I have visited the hub, from being a toddler, learning to swim, work experience, and now raising my own family. We have had so many special times. At this time of my life now, the hub has become a safe retreat, and me, my wife and children access the gym facilities, library and medical care. I have made so many lifelong friends with the users and staff alike. The hub has made such a significant contribution to both the physical and mental health of me and my family. This is why the proposal to close the hub feels so devastating to me. It feels like losing one of the few places that truly holds our community together. And what makes it even harder to understand is to accept the Council's own health and wellbeing strategy promises to reduce inequalities, support mental health and strengthen local communities. That's exactly what Woolston Hub already does and has been doing for generations. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the living proof along with this and my family. My question to ask this evening, for Woolston Neighbourhood Hub, will the Council publish all technical surveys, the full itemised costings behind the 3 million estimate, and a complete set of costed alternatives, meaning the full financial breakdown for every realistic option considered: repair, reopen, partial repair, rebuild new facility, do nothing and delay repairs, or permanent closure, including capital costs, ongoing subsidies, or savings on each option involves, the lifespan or how long each option will last, and service impacts on health inequality and community use. So residents can actually see the evidence to justify the closure and compare all options transparently. And if the Council cannot justify permanent closure once these documents have been released, how quickly can Woolston Hub be repaired and reopened? So residents can gain access to the essential services. I believe this is essential for a full, fair and consultation. Ladies and gentlemen, please take this question in the correct spirit as it was intended, as residents to want to work with the Council constructively for the benefit of Woolston and neighbouring areas of East Warrington. Thank you for your time and consideration. Mark Evans-Gillen.
Right, thank you, Mark, and thank you, Judy, for your questions. I'm going to ask Councillor Flaherty to answer your questions.
Thank you, Chair. Well, thank you, everybody, for coming along this evening, and it's quite clear that you're very passionate about Woolston Hub, and many of us have got the same stories as yourselves of learning to swim, bringing our families there and enjoying what have been in the past the wonderful facilities. So thank you for bringing your questions this evening. Firstly, I must confirm that no decision on the future of the hub or the land on which it is located has been made. The consultation remains open until the 2nd of January, and I would urge everyone to participate. The benefits of the facilities at Woolston Hub and the value the community place on the hub and its services are unquestionable, and this will be taken into consideration during the assessment of the responses and representations that have been made through the consultation mechanism. A major theme of the Council's 25-29 corporate strategy is to deliver financial sustainability including by closing any short or long-term budget gaps and reducing the authority's exceptionally high level of external borrowing to ensure overall financial sustainability for all our residents. Borrowing money to undertake a renovation project may not be a responsible use of public funds in the long term, possibly resulting in the council failing its best value duty. In addition, if we were to borrow money, the cost to members, users and residents would undoubtedly increase. However, all options available for the hub will be considered carefully, including considering the incredibly difficult financial situation we are currently facing. And at this time, just to be quite clear, the council is facing a £39 million funding deficit for the current year. The consultation is the best way for residents to tell us what they think and to get your very passionate thoughts and ideas across. So please, please participate. If you feel that you can't say fully what you would like to say within the consultation form, please feel free to email myself. Many of you have already done that, or other councillors. We will ensure that your comments are included in the overall consideration. And most of you that I have replied to will notice that indeed the reply with your email has been forwarded to a pocket email address for all consultation responses where we're considering those responses. So it is going into the right place and all those details are being collated. Everyone's feedback will be considered and will contribute to any final proposals. In response to Mrs Brown's queries about residents accessing programmes at alternative sites, following the temporary closure of the hub and the impact this has on our resident programmes, a full review of our pool and fitness class programmes has been undertaken. The review identified gaps in service delivery and explored opportunities to optimise pool and class space usage. The aim is to accommodate additional high-demand sessions where possible and mitigate the loss of capacity resulting from Woolston's temporary closure. In regard to the pool programme, having 2 less swimming pools has resulted in a significant reduction in our overall aquatic programme and the capacity across all our leisure sites. Of course it has. 2 pools is a significant difference. No Woolston sessions have been permanently removed from the timetable. All sessions are still on offer at alternative venues. Aquafit classes are in high demand, and of the 3 Aquafit sessions originally hosted at Woolston, 1 has been transferred to the Jubilee Hub at Orford, with an additional session scheduled to launch shortly, bringing Orford's total to 5 classes. Aquafit remains oversubscribed across all venues, compounded by staffing challenges. To address this, we're actively supporting existing staff to gain the necessary qualifications, enabling them to deliver additional classes across the sites, and we are exploring the possibility of introducing virtual Aquafit. All Learn to Swim programmes, school swim sessions and swimming development programmes have been successfully relocated across our other venues. 5 additional public swimming sessions have been introduced at the Jubilee Hub to partially offset Woolston's lost capacity. While not all public swimming sessions have been replaced, these additions help meet demand based on a review of capacity versus attendance across all programmes. We are continuing to monitor customer feedback from the Woolston Neighbourhood Hub using the consultation survey. This will ensure service continuity and responsiveness to members' needs. Fitness classes have been relocated to Orford, Busey and Dalham and Birchwood following the temporary closure, with capacity numbers at classes being increased to alleviate challenges faced by members when booking. The leisure team are continuing to review feedback and will work with our instructors to ensure that the classes are delivered are right for all. Again, and coming on to Mr Gwillen's question, So again, I have to reiterate that no decision on the future of the hub has been made at this time. With regard to the request for documentation and information, an itemised cost breakdown is available on the Council's website. This estimates approximately £3 million to bring the hub back into safe operational use. These estimates have been prepared by professional surveyors in our internal building team. As such, technical surveys are not available at this time. We are undertaking a full detailed structural survey by an external contractor may not represent best value, as it would cost approximately £100,000 for such a survey to be completed. The Council needs to consider all future options, including permanent and partial closure, but we do know from the current building issues at the hub that any option of part or fully reopening would require significant investment. Draft equality and community impact assessments have been undertaken, again available on the website, which will be further developed following the feedback from the consultation. A timeline for repair and reopening has not been established. The focus is currently on the consultation process to decide the hub's future, and a timeline will be considered in line with the final proposals. And again, a plea. Residents, please participate in the ongoing consultation and express your views. And if the consultation document doesn't give you what you feel you need, you're not able to say what you want to say, please send me an email and I will make sure that that gets into the consultation process and that everybody's views are considered. We are absolutely committed to making sure we do the right thing. That may or may not be full reopening, partial reopening or closing the hub. But until we've completed the consultation process and we have everybody's thoughts, everybody's memories, everybody's looking forward to a better future, then we cannot commit anything at all. We need to close that consultation with all your views. So please, please participate in that. Thank you. Sorry.
Right, so Judy, Mark, you've got the opportunity for a supplementary question. So do you want to go first?
Just like to take up the first point of the reply there, and clearly money's the problem, and that backup funds haven't been made available for our leisure centres, unfortunately. Can't understand that, but still, anyway, there's no backup funding. So I'd like you to consider the following points. The significant increase in footfall and revenue from the planned 1,700 houses in North and East Warrington. Without Woolston, existing facilities will just be overwhelmed. Profit-making initiatives, for example, restoring Saturday Learn to Swim lessons, which haven't returned at Woolston since COVID. The huge additional savings generated by the Orford Green Energy Plan, submitting an application for the Swimming Pool Support Fund with Swim England. And my question is this. Please can the Council confirm their long-term vision for leisure centres, for our leisure centres? Is it to have 4 quality leisure centres to the north, south, east and west of the borough that inspire people to engage in regular activities? They support the NHS. They make Warringtonians work more efficiently and effectively in everything that they do. And they send out a bold, positive message about our town. Or alternatively, have you already accepted that privatisation is the only option? Leaving children to pond-sized pools and leaving adults, particularly those who can't afford or can't drive, in fitness isolation. Because the hub shapes our culture. It has a heart that welcomes and unites everyone. Please, please treat this wonderful place that you've done so much to build and sustain in the past with the huge respect that it deserves for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. I'll say again, we haven't made a decision until the consultation is completed. We can't possibly take everything into consideration. We need to have that to do that. At this point in time, I haven't finished. It's all right. It's okay. Well, I just have to reinforce to everyone. Can you just pop your microphone off, please? Thank you. I just have to. I can't reinforce enough the importance of you telling us how you feel in writing, so that we can make sure that we have a very strong case to do whichever thing we have to do in the end. That's a commitment. The council are committed to providing high quality services wherever we provide them, to the best of the funding that we have available to provide them with. And across all our directorates, all the services we provide for the elderly, for our children, for our leisure centres, for our roads, all of those things have to have a very high standard of commitment to quality. All of them cost money, and we have to make our decisions based on providing the best quality we can possibly afford within, as my parents would have said, cutting your coat according to your cloth. We have to do that. We don't have a choice, and our leisure centres are part of that. We will provide the best quality we can provide within the funding envelope that we have available. Thank you.
But Mark's got his opportunity for his supplementary. You might want to whisper in his ear if you want to say something.
Okay, thank you again. Ladies and gentlemen, given the scale of the negative impact on our community, notwithstanding the current consultation, will the council commit to prioritising the safe removal of the Legionella and to reopen the dry areas such as the gym, the squash courts, library and medical centre? Personally, I see no reason why this cannot be done with immediate effect or in the very near future. With the hub then partially and safely reopened, the public and council can then work together with an accurate third-party expert evidence repairs and costings to make a long-term plan to ensure the hub building is safe to be reopened again in its full capacity. Thank you. Certainly, sorry.
Thank you for the question. It does sound a relatively simple thing to do, and indeed it was my first question. Why can't we sort that bit out? I'm not technically qualified to talk about Legionella. However, I do know that we treated the site twice, and it's considerably expensive to do it. The difficulty we have at the moment with the pool temporarily closed and therefore the showers not being used to the way they would be, and even if we partially open the dry side of the site, that would still be the case. The volume of water in the building that is not being irrigated causes the Legionella to recur almost immediately. The two treatments that were completed, neither of them removed Legionella to a safe level, and that's the difficulty that we face. So we could treat it every week, but it would still not be safe until we can get the rest of the building sorted out. We can't get rid of the Legionella. That seems to be the situation, and that sounds really trite, but you know, we're just throwing thousands of pounds treating it after another thousands of pounds treating it for no success. Thank you. I hope that answers your question. I'm really sorry I can't say anything better than that. Thank you.
Right, I'd like to thank both of you to come forward with your questions. I'm going to invite everybody, if they wish to stay for the rest of the meeting, if you'd like to, up to the part 2 side of things, so you can stay and see the rest of what's going on, if you want to, or you can take the opportunity to leave at this time if you'd wish to. So you can stay if you want to, or you can leave now, and then I think the members will have a couple of minutes to refresh